OK， 大家午安，欢迎大家来到今天下午的 GNOME.Asia 的场次。OK， 这一场 session 是由我们的 Akhil 为我们讲解所谓的 bug 的部分。这个呢，在座有写过程式的，大概都深刻了解到什么叫虫哦，还是那种实体的昆虫也有体验过的。OK， 那在GNOME 的部分的话呢，我们会有一个叫做 Bugzilla 的系统，那是专门来 tracking 所有的 GNOME 相关的 bug 的部分。那 Akhil 他目前任职于 Novell， 那是最近这一两年来非常关注在于 GNOME 相关的 bug 的部分。那很多 bug 也是他亲自去处理的。那接下来我们请大家用掌声欢迎我们的 Akhil。
Welcome first of all, and thank you to all for coming for this talk. My talk is about Bugzilla, Bug Squad and GNOME3. So here I will be representing the GNOME Bug Squad team, and I will give more inputs about what the Bugzilla is, what the Bug Squad, how it works, and how we can contribute more to the GNOME, how we can add more people in the GNOME Bug Squad team. So I will just start with my presentation, and these all are the topics which I will cover during my presentation. So I will try to cover it like in 40-45 minutes, so that we can open up it for question answers or discussions, and feel free to ask questions in the middle of presentation also. Means there is no need to wait till the end of the presentation. So these are the mainly topics which I will be covering in next 40 minutes. As he already told something about me, but just a little bit introduction about myself. I basically work for Evolution, which is an email client, and I do bug triaging. And bug triaging, it's like across the GNOME components. So, and means any of you or how many of you use GNOME as a desktop? Okay. Anyone for Evolution, like they use Evolution or any other email client, Thunderbird or Outlook? Nobody? Okay. That's Evolution is like a default email client for GNOME. So when you install the GNOME, then Evolution will be by default there. And when we compare, it's like Outlook, which we use in Windows for connecting to the Exchange servers or other IMAP servers. It's same application in GNOME. So if you want to configure your Gmail account, or if you want to configure your Exchange server, or if you want to configure with IMAP, you can use Evolution. And it supports calendaring, contacts, mailer, everything. And this is my email address. I work for Novell, so lakhil@novell.com, and this is my GNOME contribution ID, so lakhil@gnome.org. IRC nick is lakhil, so you can find me on #bugs and #evolution channel on GIMP.net. Now, moving next about bug triaging, the first thing will be what is the Bugzilla. So Bugzilla is basically a bug tracking system where we store the information related to bugs, and it's like open source project, and it's a Mozilla initiative. It's like freely downloadable, and we can we can download it, install it. I will be talking about GNOME Bugzilla. So Bugzilla URL for GNOME is bugzilla.gnome.org. This is the front page of GNOME Bugzilla, how it looks like. So here you can see the three main things. You can file a bug, you can search for any bug, and you can change your user preferences. So user preferences basically will be, do you want to get mail when the Bugzilla, there is any update on Bugzilla, or what sort of mails do you want to get? Do you want to attach to any product or any component? If there is any update, or if any new bug has been filed, do you want to get update? So all these sort of settings you do in user preferences. Moving next, As we know about the Bugzilla, so the next thing will come is what is bug triaging. So the main point which comes in bug triaging is whether the bug has enough information for developers and makes sense. So basically, in simple words, what it means is the type of bug which is basically, if it is a crash report, then it should have the stack trace from where we can find out whether in which function it's crashing, and after that information only any developer will be able to fix that. So enough information for a crash report will be having a stack trace with debug info symbols, so that it gives you function, line number and everything. The second thing is changing the severity and priority of the Bugzilla. So of bug. So I will discuss more about these fields in coming slides. The third point comes in the bug triaging is whether it's a right bucket or not. So what I mean here by right bucket is, so if you see like you will be using any application, let's say like if evolution you are using, evolution depends on more than 50 libraries of GNOME. So it may be like you are getting crash or any function is not working in evolution. It won't be a major problem of evolution. It can be a dependent library problem. So any user who is not experienced enough will file the bug against evolution as a component. But when you are doing triaging, you can find out the right cause of that bug. So you can move to the right component. Second thing could be like maybe you are using GNOME application, but application depend on the libraries which are out of scope of GNOME. Maybe like you are using Firefox as a GNOME desktop, but you get the crash, and that crash will be maybe related to Mozilla libraries or some other libraries. So as a user, if he is filing report in GNOME.Bugzilla, then it's like if you should move that bug to the right Bugzilla, or if user is not aware, you should guide that maybe mozilla.org is the right place where you should file the bug, so that that bug get proper attention. If it's in the GNOME Bugzilla, that nobody will care because they are working on a GNOME project. So it's as a bug triaging as a responsibility like to find the right place for that bug, so that the bug get addressed in the right time and by the right people. Moving ahead, so I just like told about the 3 points which we should consider in the bug triaging, and now it's like this is just a screenshot of when a bug gets filed, all these options will be available. So in the bug triaging, what we do, or what bug triagers do, is to concentrate more on these fields. So I will just start with the product, as it's just the example for evolution. So if you see like the product is evolution, as I said, like it can be due to evolution or it can be due to some other dependent libraries. So the first thing will be to move that product into the right category. So move, if it's not evolution related bug, then move it to the right, maybe GTK, glib or some other application. The component, it is a sub part of a product. Like evolution, as evolution it supports mail, calendar, contacts, memo. So basically if you are filing a bug in evolution, maybe at a user level you won't be aware like it's a calendar problem or it's any other problem. So next thing will be to move to the right component. If you go further down, then the version. So it's important to find the correct version of a product which user is using, because as a bug squad or as a GNOME policy, after 6 months, when release is old of 6 months, we usually consider is a not supported release. So if user is using current release but he is filing against old release, then it will be a problem later, because that bug will be considered as an obsolete or not supported one. The next point will be OS. So bug like there are different distro, they have different application, they have different way of building. So in the OS there will be many fields like Linux, or maybe that GNOME application if people are using in Windows, or it's a Open Solaris bug, or it's a BSD or any other. So in the OS, it's like the correct OS version should be mentioned. About the importance part. So in importance we consider two fields. One is severity and one is priority. So what does severity means? Severity means basically the functional aspect of that bug. means what the function failure related to that bug. In severity, we have blocker, critical, major, normal bugs. So what blocker means? Blocker means if the application is not working and user can't use it, then it's a blocker. So that blocker bug should be fixed as soon as possible to make user again use that application. The second severity will be critical. So in critical, it will be any memory leak is there, any crash is happening, or any big data loss. So those bugs will be considered critical. Though these bugs are important for a product, but maybe not as critical as we have a blocker. Next will be major. So some functionality is not working, or the normal user interface, it has any problem. So those bugs will be considered in major. The next is priority. So in priority, it's like the bug is important or not. So this field is more important for as a developer's point of view, because if you see like in GNOME Bugzilla, as a default policy, all the critical bugs, all the crashes which are filed will be critical bugs. So there will be 1000 bugs which are critical because they are crashes. But in the priority field, you can define that this crasher is important or more than immediate or something, so that it gets a good idea as a developer level that whether it's he should take care of that bug, when he should take care of the bug. It gives more idea about the actual state of any bug. So in priority, like there will be immediate, which should be fixed as soon as possible. Then there will be urgent. So all these fields, like consider it will be useful for any developer who search for bugs, the right bugs before releasing any product. Target milestone is also useful for developers. In that they mention that by this release or by next release or when they will be able to fix the bug, so that they can target the right set of bugs. If you move further, the keyword is an important part of any bug. So I will just I have the screenshot of keywords which we use in Bugzilla. Basically, keywords are entered in Bugzilla database. So here you can't modify any keyword. You need to use keywords whatever are provided by Bugzilla database. So if you look for some important keywords, there is one keyword is a GNOME Love. So these are the bugs which are like minor bugs or easy to fix bugs. So when you are doing triaging, if you feel that that bug is really very easy to fix bug, it should be marked as a GNOME Love. So any new developer or any newcomer who wants to start developing any GNOME application, or he wants to contribute, he should look for GNOME Love bugs. It will give him an idea about like how to find the right place for fixing that bug, and a little bit idea about code. So by looking into GNOME Love bugs, he will be able to start bug fixing. Some other fields are for localization and translation related bugs, which is like LI10, and one more is like probable dupe. So if when people are doing triaging, it's like thousands of bugs are there, so they may not be able maybe they know that the bug which is filed now is already there in the Bugzilla, but they may not be able to find the actual or original bug. So it's better, like if you have done triaging, it's better to mention probable dupe, so the next time if anyone is triaging or anyone is looking, he will be aware, okay, this has a original bug or any bug which is filed already there in the Bugzilla, and he should be able to find it out. Keyword, and now we will move to whiteboard. So the difference between keyboard and whiteboard is like keyboard are already defined in Bugzilla database, and whiteboard you can mention as as per your convenience, and what do you feel which will be good enough when do you search next time. So I will just take example of evolution, where like we were using the whiteboard status, but after like Matthew joined as a evolution team, so he started maintaining all the bugs as a whiteboard status. So what it helps is like as a evolution, if we see in the component in the Bugzilla database, there will be like mailer, calendar, or contact, those will be defined in Bugzilla. But if you want to more categorize, if you want to redefine all the bugs, and it will be like easy for any developer to look into any specific field, or if you want to look for any specific bug, then it will be easy to search for that. So whiteboard we are using heavily. So just for example, like if you are composing any mail and in that composer there are any problem or any bugs related to that, we will tag whiteboard status as an evolution composer. Same way, like evolution has support for netbook. So in the netbook you can use evolution, and it has like a different version express. So all the netbook related bugs which are like which are coming from netbook users or the people who are using the netbook version, we tag them as a evolution express. So next time, like if you want to look for only netbook specific bugs, or any developer is coming up and he wants to fix all the netbook related bugs, he will just go to evolution express and he can easily find all the bugs and the bug list, and he can fix those bugs. This is the URL like where you can see all the whiteboard which we are using in evolution. Yeah. So moving ahead, the reporter will be like the reporter who has filed the bug. Then in the CC list, it's like more about your interest. If you are interested in that bug, or you are also you are facing that bug, you want to know about the bug status, then it's better to add yourself in CC list, so you will get the update about bug activity. GNOME target. So GNOME target is it shouldn't be modified by any bug triager or any GNOME user or the bug reporter. It's basically for a release team. So whenever release team is going for any major release, like GNOME releases in every 6 months, so before releasing they can look for all the bugs which are marked for GNOME target, or they will mark bugs for GNOME target, so that when we are releasing we have better idea like how many bugs are there which should be fixed before releasing that product, before releasing the GNOME. So we have to delay that GNOME release, but it will be better to fix those critical bugs before many users face them and they have a problem with that. GNOME version is like similar to the application version. So it may be like application version will be different and GNOME version will be different. So it's good to put the right GNOME version there. And yeah. Apart from that, if user wants to attach any stack trace or any attachment, he has an attachment field there. Above that, whatever all the buttons you see, these are called as a stock response. So basically what the stock response is, these responses are already entered in Bugzilla database. So if any new triager is coming, or anyone who doesn't have like maybe it's like you can add some vague comment. Instead of that, we have some standardized comments which are used by everyone. So when you click on these stock responses, it will automatically generate the string which is useful, which have all the information which any reporter or any other person should look for. If you see, like the first is need stack trace. So any bug which is filed and which has a crash and doesn't have a stack trace, so the first comment will be need stack trace, because any crash can be fixed only after we have a stack trace for that crash. It can be possible like the user has provided a stack trace, but he doesn't have debug info symbols, debug info or debug info packages installed, so he won't get the proper traces there. So for in that condition, we will use the bad stack trace stock response. So in that it will mention that you have provided the stack trace, but it doesn't have a debug info packages installed. So in that comment it will give the link also from where he can go and he can install the debug info RPM. So next time if he get the crash, he will have a better idea about how to install the debug info packages and to get proper traces. So some other fields are also there, as I defined, like if it's a GNOME bug or not. So the Mozilla is also available. So if it's a Mozilla related bug, you can just click on Mozilla. So it will have Mozilla Bugzilla URL, and reporter can refer to the Mozilla Bugzilla. Yeah. So this is in the bug triaging. Basically, these all are the fields which people should take care. And while doing the triaging, you need to look into all these fields to make a bug as a proper bug, where any developer or anyone comes and he can find, okay, the information is available, he just need he just need to fix that bug, no other information is required. Yeah. So moving forward, what all types of bug will be there in a Bugzilla? So an application, it can be a crash. So same like it should have traces and everything. The other bug could be functional failure, when any function is not working, or it's not behaving what the user is expecting, then it will be a functional failure feature. Many times user feel, okay, this application is not working as he wants, or it doesn't suit in his workflow, then he may have some request which will come as a feature request and should be filed as an enhancement request. Usability, it will be like it's not easy to find that menu, or it's like the error messages which user is getting doesn't have proper string. So he wants that to be modified so that he can get proper idea what the actual problem is. Regression, the feature or the module which was working perfectly in the last release, it's not working in the current one. So those bugs will be tagged as a regression bug. Apart from these bugs, we get the translation bugs, we get security bugs, some other distro specific bugs which are maybe like not common to GNOME, but maybe due to some packaging or some other issue, those are specific to distro. Yeah, so before moving ahead, I just want to make a note that the people who start triaging, there are some modules where like maintainers doesn't want bugs to be triaged by anyone in the sense like maybe people are not aware that what the correct process is, maybe the bug has information which maintainer feel, okay, he can fix the bug. From outside, maybe you feel that that information is not enough. So there are some modules like I have listed down: GNOME, Panel, VT, Pango, where it's better to skip those bugs so that maintainer can decide like whether this bug should be moved, whether this bug should be closed, or whether it has enough information or not. So it's just to make a point, okay, these if you are a new contributor, or you are just starting with bug triaging, it's better to skip those modules so that you can avoid like any problem there, because maintainer wants to go ahead and look for all the bugs, then it's better you should leave those bugs. So after we know, okay, what is the Bugzilla, what is expected out of bug triaging, the next point comes is like, do we really need bug triaging? As a normal process, okay, it's like exciting if you are any developer or you are supporting any translation. It's easy to get people involved in that. So in bug triaging, maybe it's not like people usually come. So the point comes is, do we really need bug triaging? So I have some graphs for that which show that some status that, okay, how many do we really need more people in bug triaging, or is it like it has a good scope going ahead or not? So in this graph I have collected all the bugs which are filed again at desktop and in the last 6 months. So this graph has only the new incoming bugs which came to the GNOME Bugzilla in last 6 months. So if you see, it's like almost 8,000 bugs were filed in last 6 months, and that is against only desktop. We have some other as a binding and others and libraries, some other fields are also there in Bugzilla. So these bugs are only related to desktop. So in desktop itself there are 8,000 bugs which are filed. If you see the status of a fixed, around 2,200 bugs are fixed. If we leave the fixed bugs, there are bugs which are marked as a duplicate, so that count will come around 1,500. then there will be bugs which are incomplete or not GNOME. So by doing all this processing, still we have around 3000 bugs or more than 3000 bugs which are open. So in last 6 months, if you see, like, there are so many bugs which GNOME Bugzilla got. Moving ahead, the last graph showed only about the new incoming bugs. So this graph shows the status of 6 months against desktop, but it doesn't care whether the bug was newly filed or that was old one, maybe 2 years or 4 years back. In this graph it shows the number which on the bugs which are acted upon, which are marked, or which their status has been changed. So if we look at the graph, I have considered only duplicate, incomplete, obsolete and fixed. I have removed the other fields which are invalid or not GNOME or not a bug. So by looking into all the mostly, like, bugs will be categorized in these, bug will be closed by these status. So I have taken only these 4 fields. So if you see the combined efforts of duplicate, incomplete and obsolete, it's more than the number of the fixed bugs. So what it means, here it doesn't mean that only the bug triaging or bug squad team is doing all the efforts which are marked for duplicate, incomplete, but this graph shows that, okay, duplicate, incomplete and obsolete, if we consider these 3 states itself, these 3 are combining more efforts than a fixed bug. So it means, okay, we really need people who can do triaging. Moving ahead, in this graph it has some statistics about the last 3 years Bugzilla. So the red one are the open bug which were during 1 year time frame. The yellow one is closed one, and the blue one shows that overall. Overall means what are the bugs are still open. So if you see, like, in the first year, in the year 2007 and year 2008, we have closed almost double the bugs which were opened that time, but then also we have still thousands of bugs open. So it means, like, we have thousands of bugs still there in the Bugzilla. So to work upon them, we need developers, that's for sure, but we need good triagers also who can categorize those bugs, who can identify the right bugs, which can so that it will help, like, a development team, or it will help people who wants to contribute to GNOME to join and like reduce the bugs, the number. So yeah, so all these 3 graphs I just want to show that, okay, it's like translation is there, development is there, bug fixing, it's all there, but still we need the bug triagers. So next point is, like, the people who are involved in bug triaging, what all are the people are. So the most of the contribution will come from the bug squad members. So there is a GNOME team which is named as a bug squad, and which basically takes care of Bugzilla activities. Second is maintainers. If you are a product or any component maintainer, you would like to know about the bugs which are, like, many people are facing. You would like to fix those bugs before going for a next release. So as a maintainer, you should be aware that maybe any new feature requests are coming up. So what all are the features you should be fixing for next release. Next will be release team members. So as a release team member, they have the responsibility to release the right product and the stable product. So before releasing any product, they need to analyze, okay, how many bugs are there, how many are critical or blocker. Without fixing them, we can't release. So if they want to maintain a list, or if they want to come up with a bug list which has all the blocker bugs, then they do triaging. And last will be the advanced users, which are not maybe developer or maybe not a general user, but they have more they are more used to our product. They know in and out about the product. So instead of, like, maybe some bugs take months to get fixed, but as an advanced user maybe they are aware of any workaround, so they would like to put that comment or the workaround which they have found in the bug. So in that case those will be helpful. The people who wants to join the bug squad team or they want to do the bug triaging, it's like just some general points I have like they should have as a bug triager. So sensible in the sense like they should be aware that what comment should be added in the bug, and that bug is really like the comment is useful or that comment is really made for that like in the sense of any if you say like any functionality failure is there and you are commenting for any stack trace or anything, then it won't make any sense, it will just confuse the user. So he should be able to find the right bugs and comment the right one, and if it's not like all the bugs should be commented, it's more about like whether that bug really need any information or not. Patience, all these three, patience, friendly and listener are like it should be like many new users will be coming, they will be using the GNOME, they won't be aware of all the functionality, they won't be aware of the user forum. So instead of asking in user forum, they may file the bug. So you should be patient enough and like friendly to reply them so that they still go ahead, they use the application. If they have any query, they can come again and ask for more information. What will be the roles and responsibility of a bug triager? So assist in prioritization of the defects. So it's same as like identifying the right bugs, putting proper severity and proper priority, so that any developer or any release team, when they are looking for the right set of bugs, they should be able to find it easily. If you know okay that any developer who is like actively working on bugs, it's like good to assign the critical bugs to him so that he gets noticed and he should be able to get some time to fix all these bugs. The third point is help in raising the quality of GNOME. So it's like finding the right set of bugs, helping the users make them comfortable with GNOME. So by doing the triaging, you can help as a GNOME as a product also. After knowing about like what is the bug triaging and how you can help, the next point comes is like how to start bug triaging. So it's easy enough to start. First, just you need to create a Bugzilla account in GNOME.org, bugzilla.gnome.org, and just go through the bug triaging guidelines. So basically in the guidelines it's mentioned what all the expected out of you and what you should take care of. As I said, like there are stock responses already which are like all entered in Bugzilla. You can just use them instead of commenting your own made comments. Log into IRC, #bugs channel is for Bug Squad, so you can just log in there. You can ask your queries if you are not sure if that bug should be worked upon or that bug should be marked duplicate or not. You can just ask, you can paste your comment there. Join the Bug Squad, there is a mailing list, you can join it. Then ask for the permission. As a default or as a normal user, you won't have many permissions which a Bug Squad member will be having, like marking some bugs or changing the product or adding to the target and closing them. So after doing some work or after showing okay you know what the bug triaging is and you know about some product, it will be easy for asking the permission. This is just a triaging flow chart which in the GNOME we follow. So all the bugs which are filed will be in the unconfirmed state. So unconfirmed state means those bugs are not worked upon and those bugs are not taken care by anyone. Those will be considered unconfirmed. After it's triaged or any maintainer or anyone who is like more knowledgeable in that one, he will move to bug as a new state. So again there will be always debate on when the bug should be moved as a new. So mostly like if it's a crash bug or anything, crash bugs, then like if you get more than 25 or 20 bugs, then it's a fair decision to move that bug to the new. But it doesn't mean that new bugs, all new bugs will be fixed. So many times like user has a misconception that okay, their bug should be moved to the new so that they get proper attention from developer. But it's not a case. Like if any bug is critical and that is in unconfirmed state, that bug will be fixed. So it doesn't make any like any big difference if you move any unconfirmed to the bug to the new state. So if the unconfirmed bug doesn't have proper information, it's lacking the information which is needed for a developer to fix that bug, it should be marked as a need info. So in the need info state, like any reporter can comment or he can provide the information. So as a general guideline, we will wait for 6 weeks. So within 6 weeks, if a reporter is able to provide the enough information, we can move that bug to again unconfirmed. If user is not able to provide the information which is required, then the bug can be closed as incomplete. But it's not a hard deadline that within 6 weeks that bug should be acted upon. If user is trying to provide the information but is not getting the right steps or he is not able to get the time, you can give more time, maybe 2 months or 3 months, but it's like reporter should be active. If he is not active, then it's okay to close in 6 weeks. After new, if we got the response and we have moved to unconfirmed, or if that information is proper and we have moved to the new state, then if that bug is any developer is ready to fix that bug will be moved to assigned state. Then he will provide the patch for that, and then the bug will be closed as a resolved fixed. So if that fix is not working properly for a reporter, then that bug will be reopened and will be again assigned to the developer. If any user is going ahead or any reporter is going ahead with the resolved fixed status and you want to verify it, we have a status for verified also. Yeah. So this one point is obsolete. As I said, like we as a GNOME Bug Squad, we have policy. Okay, the two releases, old releases of GNOME, those can be considered as not supported. So currently 2.30 is a stable version of GNOME. So if we consider 2.26, won't get any update or any fixes. So the bugs which are filed against 2.26 or older than 2.26, those can be considered as obsolete. It doesn't mean that we will close all the bugs which are filed in 2.26 or before that. It means that those bugs, if that fix is already available in later releases, maybe 2.28 or 2.30, we can close those bugs, because those bugs anyway don't get any upgrade. So the user has only choice to upgrade to the next release. And before marking for obsolete, it's always better to move that bug to need info, ask user if he is facing that problem still, or if he is upgraded and he is not facing that problem. Many times it's there, like from a developer's point of view, they will feel okay, that bug has been fixed, but if user has upgraded it to next version, maybe 2.28 or 2.30, and he is still facing that, it's good to keep that bug open, to keep again ask for more information so that those bugs can be acted upon. This is it for this diagram. Yeah, this was just more information about the state of the bugs. So as already I explained, like unconfirmed, new, when the state will be there. About the resolution part, the bugs which are not like GNOME related will be moved to not GNOME, and there will be some comments which are like not relevant to any bug. So those bugs will be closed as a not bug. And I was saying about this verified state. So if any user is going ahead and trying out the fix and he is sure that that patch has fixed his problem, then that bug can be moved from resolve fixed to resolve verified or resolve closed. So as a GNOME, like there are many people who are contributing. So it's like in all different time zone they are working. So there should be some way to how they want to collaborate it. So there is a home page for Bug Squad team. It's on live.gnome.org. You can get the information about Bug Squad team, the members, the triaging guidelines, and this is the mailing list for Bug Squad members. And if you want to subscribe to the GNOME Bug Squad list, this is the URL where you can find this GNOME Bug Squad. The hashbugs channel is there, in which you can ask your queries before commenting, or if you just have any doubt or anything. The other way is to organize a bug day. It's not so frequent nowadays, but a bug day will be like if you have a bug day, then all the users, developers, and all Bug Squad members will come together 1 or 2 days. They will triage all the bugs. So it's easy that time. Like you can ask your queries, you can easily comment on the bugs. So bug day is a good way to collaborate among all the people. So yeah, GNOME 3 is a big release which is awaiting, which was supposed to release in September, but they moved to March next year. So these are the 3 points which were like by the release team they were set. So revamp our user experience. In the morning, if you attended the Brian's keynote about GNOME 3, so he mentioned about GNOME Shell. So similarly, like there are many changes which are developed, which will change all the user experience or whatever the usability or whatever the functionality is there. So many users will have some trouble finding out the right solution. Streamlining of the platform means there are many libraries which are deprecating, many APIs has been added. So there will be like lots of development is going on there. So all these where Bug Squad member, all these points are there where Bug Squad members can help. So it's like user will have many queries regarding their user experience. So as a Bug Squad member, you can easily comment on that. You can guide the user what's the right thing and what the changes are there, so that he can adapt the new changes. There will be changes in libraries and the fixes. So it's good to suggest user to move to the next release, so that he can get all the fixes and he can get better user experience. And by that, if you are making any user happy, it's like a promotion of GNOME, so you are promoting the GNOME. So at the last, what will be the conclusion? Conclusion is like we know now that GNOME need triagers. We need more people to do triaging, and it's easy to start in the sense like it's not like you should have any vast programming experience or you should be good in coding. You can be a user. At a user level also you can start bug triaging, and as a bug triaging, anyone starts. It's like whatever product they like or whatever application they like, they start from that. So it's really easy to start. Good opportunities ahead. It's not like you are only you say you can stick to the bug triaging. You can, in the GNOME there are opportunities, you can move ahead. As I said, like GNOME Love bugs are there. If you are interested in coding, if you want to if you want to contribute little bit in the bug fixing, then you can search for GNOME Love bugs. You can fix them. I just have an example like Andre. He is still a bug triager, but he started with bug triaging. Now he is in the GNOME release team. So in GNOME release team, we have people who take the decision when release should be there, what the fixes, all the blocker bugs, categorization, everything. So GNOME release team is a powerful team. So as a Bug Squad member also, he was able to go there, and he is still in the release team. So it's not like only you will stick to bug triaging. There are fields open. You can go ahead and contribute there. So at last, special thanks for GNOME Foundation for sponsorship. And yeah, this is the credits, like all the images which I got. Any doubt, any queries, anything?
各位大家对今天阿 Ken 讲的内容有没有什么问题想要问的？ OK， 如果大家没有什么问题想问的话，我有个问题想问Akhil. May I ask some question? If the bug was happened before the GNOME release?
Before the GNOME release.
Yeah, GNOME release on March, but this bug happened in February.
In development cycle.
Yeah.
So like we have this 6 months GNOME cycle. So it's like if you are interested in building the sources, you want to apply the patches, and you want to try out the fixes, it's always welcome to download the source code, build that, and try out the patches.
Any problem with better than release cycle?
Any problem during release cycle?
Yeah.
So it's like in the 6 months we do the major release, so that will be 228, 230 or coming up 232. But after 230 also there are 2 more dot releases. So if any developer, anyone is fixing the bug in the current code, any development cycle, that will be like, if you are considered 230 as a stable release, currently development is going in 231.x. So the fixes are there. It's a responsibility of any, I would say, distro specific any issue, then distro packager should pick that patch and should provide in the update repositories.
大家有没有什么问题想要问Akhil的？
Anyone is planning to join Bug Squad?
或者是有想要参与的吗？参与 Bug Squad 的这个活动的部分。OK， 如果大家没有什么问题的话，那我们用掌声谢谢今天Akhil很精彩的演说，谢谢。